Hello, everybody. Hope you had a very good weekend. Napes and Rhino joining you here on If You Don't Like That. Olympics are pretty much taking all of the spotlight right now in the world of sports. And I did a rant on this morning. Did you get a chance to watch the 100-meter dash? And if so, did you watch it after it was over or did you watch it live?
No, I watched it live. Yeah. I'm guessing I know what your rant is, but go ahead, Names.
Well, no, I just think it's very unfortunate that the guy that's announcing a race, Lee Diffie of NBC, not only got the winner wrong, not once in the 9-second race did you hear the name Noah Lyles, and yet he wins the race. That's to me, like, how does that happen?
Yeah, you got more commentary to wait at the starting line because of everything going on in the stadium, the buildup. And I get the race is really quick, but Noah Lyles being the big name, considering four guys within 100th of a second, you should be at least naming him at the finish line. 100%.
Well, not only that, it's on NBC, so you're broadcasting to an American audience, and you didn't once the gun went off, you didn't hear Lyles' name one time.
No, not till the end. Even in the quarterfinals, he was slow a little bit to mention Lyles, other than getting off slow. But then he was talking about, I believe it was a Jamaican that won that semifinal. Excuse me. So I'm with you. Got to do a little bit better. But I think that goes out to a larger audience than just America, Grant.
Yeah, but you're working for NBC Sports. Your primary audience is America.
Correct. This is true.
I talked about this on my rant this morning. I used to work, not work. I used to be involved with a organization called Sports Careers, and we would go and do seminars around the country for aspiring broadcasters, PR, everything in the world of sports. And I was on a panel in Phoenix, Arizona once with Charlie Jones, who was a great announcer for NBC. Charlie Jones with NFL football. He did Olympics. Anyway, he was doing the Olympics in Seoul, and he was doing a track event, not a sprint race, but a may have been a 220 or a 440. I can't remember what it was, but it was not it wasn't the 100.
Sure.
And he misidentified the runner who won the gold medal because there were two runners, even though they were from different countries, they had identical colors on. All right. In other words, and as they were coming around in a bunch on the final turn, he got it wrong. And the winner that won the gold medal, he misidentified. And he realized it a couple of seconds afterwards. And he said, "Hey, I need to say something. I need to apologize. I just got this wrong. And it's not on the guy next to me, and it's not on my spotter. This is on me. I'm responsible for getting it wrong. Nobody else." And I just thought, wow, how cool is that? That a guy at that level, would just come out right away and apologize. So, listen, nobody's perfect. I make mistakes. You make mistakes. We all make mistakes. I've made mistakes announcing basketball games. I've made mistakes on things, and I have come out on the air and apologized. But it's just unfortunate that this is the marquee event in the Olympics. I think most people would say if you could only watch one event in the Summer Olympics, I think the 100-meter men's dash would be the one that most people would choose. And for the commentator on the network that's paying the most money, who's being broadcast to 35 million people in America, to not only get the call wrong, but you don't even mention Noah Lyles' name one time from when the gun sounded until after the race was completed. It's not good.
Yeah, and that is your world other than mine, and you're absolutely right. Owning it is important. I will say this. I've watched a lot of the track and field live as it was happening early in the morning our times, and there were a lot of mistakes. And I know it wasn't necessarily the mainstream guys doing the primetime shows, but many references to it being the Tokyo games instead of the Paris games, et cetera, et cetera. So definitely a bad time to have a mistake in the most popular race, probably of the Olympics. But yeah. Tough one for Noah Lyles. I doubt it detracts too much from his win, though.
No, I don't. Yeah. All right. So if you want to get in on the program, you got the link right there on your screen. You got the QR code. All the teams will be playing preseason football this week. So I don't think you'll see a lot of the regulars, but again, injuries are starting to mount a little bit around the NFL. And it seems like every day you pick up your phone and you go, oh my gosh, this guy's out for the year, or this guy's hurt. And so, it's just part of the sport.
It is, and we're just getting into the practices, the dual team practices that are going on. So you figure a few more are going to go down, and then once the games start, as you said, it seems like the season injuries have been a little bit more this year prior to the start of the first 3 preseason games.
Yeah. There's a lot to be talked about in this preseason. You just hit on something, but Brandon Ayuk, there are a lot of rumors flying around that he's very close to being on another team here by the end of the week.
Yeah, there's some reports naming 2 teams, both the Patriots and the Browns, as possibly being interested in him. And then Trent Williams, that's the other shoe that needs to fall for San Francisco. Remember, he has no guaranteed money left. There's time still left on his deal. But Grant, he's 36 years old as well. The Niners have paid him twice.
I will say this about San Francisco. I have been doing a lot of thinking about this in terms of who I'm picking this year to come out of the NFC. And I reflected back to 3 games late in the year for San Francisco. Not the Super Bowl not being one of them, by the way.
Okay.
The Christmas Day game against Baltimore, where the Niners were rolling, and Baltimore went in there and annihilated them. All right?
Yep.
Embarrassed them in San Francisco. The first playoff game against Green Bay, the Niners, in my opinion, were fortunate to win that game. And then the Detroit game, they were down 14-0 before they even realized there was a game going on. They were down 21-7. They were down 24-7 at the half. And Dan Campbell, to me, made 2 of the worst coaching decisions that I've seen in a championship game by not going for a field goal, including one that would have tied the game up at 27.
Yep. Going for it on 4th.
4th and 3. By the way, it would have been either a 47-yard field goal. So it's not like that's automatic. So let's just say we can't say, but the first one where the Lions had all of the momentum, he went for it and did not make it. A field goal there would have been huge because it would have quieted the crowd and it would have not given the 49ers any momentum. The
Great
Niners,
point.
after that missed kick, took the ball and moved right down the field. And actually, they were able to tie the game before the 4th quarter even began. That was a momentum-changing decision by Dan Campbell. And so the point I'm trying to make is the Lions outplayed San Francisco in that game. They were the better team.
And they
right?
Yeah, and you could make an argument they were the better team throughout the playoffs as well, as you're laying out.
So are the Niners as good as I thought they were last year? When I look at how they got manhandled when they were healthy against Baltimore, fortunate to beat Green Bay. Now in that game, Deebo Samuel got hurt and didn't play in the second half, and I think that changed a lot. The championship game, Detroit kicked their ass, and yet the Niners still won the game. So I'm with you on the San Francisco 49ers right now. I think the biggest concern that they have is not Ayuk. I think they're going to be fine if they don't have Ayuk. Their biggest concern right now is Trent Williams. You made the statistical reference a couple of shows ago about their record with Trent Williams and without Trent Williams, and it's significant.
Yeah, it really is. He's the sixth highest paid O lineman in the NFL. So certainly he's going to probably want to be close to one. But with the Niners wanting to be physical, look at what they did on the D line last year, bringing in Hargraves, trying to punch people in the face, win that line of scrimmage. That begins offensively with Trent
Yep.
Williams. That's
Yep.
where your success comes. How are you talking about a big Brock Purdy extension if you can't protect Brock Purdy?
Yep.
And I understand Trent Williams is towards the tail end of his career, but he is still a damn good player and one of the best in the business at what he does. And to your point about the Niners might not being the best team or, having some second thoughts, it's a long football season. Teams go
Yep.
through highs, teams go through lows. They lost 3
Absolutely.
in the middle of the season.
Uh-huh.
Then they bounce back from that. And outside of the Packers, the teams you named were all really, really good teams. And there's an argument to be made.
Yep.
Packers a good team as well. So I think part of it's football, but everything, Grant, seems to have to break right for the Niners to be right.
Yep. Preston wants to know what's the status on Scott Pollard. Haven't heard you talk about him in a while. He's doing well. He's actually on his way to Nashville, Tennessee, to have another test at the hospital down there at Vanderbilt. He's doing well. His heart has accepted his body. Now that could change at any, but they feel very, very good about that. He's having some issues with his kidney because he's on multiple medications, which are not exactly friendly to your kidneys. So, but all in all, he's doing well. I talk to him, 4 or 5 times a week, and his spirits are good. He's doing well, and he's happy to wake up every day.
Yeah, and Preston, check out Scott's X account. Every Tuesday, he does Transplant Tuesdays where he gives you a little sit-down update. Those are a lot of fun as well.
All right, something else I want to talk about. I had mentioned before the Olympics started that I probably would not watch Olympic tennis, but I did watch the match for the gold between Novak Djokovic and Carlos Alcaraz. And the reason why I did that was because they're by far the 2 best tennis players in the world right now. And I also felt it might be the last time that I ever see them play. The young Alcaraz against the veteran Novak Djokovic, who clearly is still great, but Father Time's catching up with him.
Sure.
What a phenomenal match. 2 tiebreakers that Novak won. And the reaction by Novak Djokovic showed me and should have showed the world how much winning a gold medal means. I relayed the story. I think it was 2 Olympics ago. It may have been 3. So don't hold me to it. I think it was 2. When Novak got upset in the first round, I think it was the first round of the Olympics. And Vlade Divac was the head of the Olympic Serbian Committee.
That's right.
Novak went up to him and apologized. Okay? And said, I let the whole country down and I'm just sick over it. And I want to personally apologize to you. Okay?
Yep.
And to see Novak's reaction, to see how he was completely overtaken with emotion, more so, by the way, than any Grand Slam that I've ever seen him win. And to hear him speak afterwards and talk about putting that in perspective, he considers it his greatest accomplishment in his career. Think about that for a minute.
Grant, some might say Scotty Scheffler. That was the highlight of the Olympics for me, was seeing Novak win that gold medal. And it was how he did it too. You talk about the emotion. He knew his limitations. He played with such high tennis IQ in the semis and in the finals, using the net, using the drop shots, volleys. Yep. It was the coolest moment to me. I was so happy to see him get that win.
On a knee that's not 100%.
Exactly right. Exactly.
I mean, and again, he had just lost in straight sets to this same opponent only a few weeks ago at Wimbledon.
Yeah.
Now think about that. Now, completely different surface, grass and red clay, but still, he just lost in straight sets. So Alcaraz, he was the favorite to win the gold. He was the favorite to beat Novak Djokovic. And Novak was brilliant in the tiebreakers. That forehand winner he hit in the second tiebreaker, I believe, to go up 4-2, was one of the best shots of the match. It was unbelievable. I mean, he was going to the right and hit a forehand cross-court winner that left Alcaraz stunned. He couldn't believe it.
Stunned. Yeah, exactly right. And it was the little things that I would argue the clay somewhat benefited Novak because he was able to slide a little bit more rather than plant on that bad knee. But the focus, the great being great, there was nothing that was going to stop him from getting that gold medal. And it just seems like the accomplishment, as you said, of his career. And really, the way to probably go out at this point, not winning, having won any tournaments this year on tour.
Just phenomenal. Just an
Incredible.
absolutely phenomenal, just a phenomenal spectacle.
And I would love to see how the conversation went with Vlade and Novak afterwards on this one, because it's a completely different situation.
Vlade was watching from Montenegro, and I sent Vlade a text as soon as the match was over, and Vlade was euphoric. He and Novak, by the way, are very close. They're very close.
Very cool. Incredible moment. I'm sure if Baki's listening, he'll be chiming in on that one too. But to me, highlighted the Olympics so far.
Well, again, I thought it was that and the 100 so far, to me, have been two of the things that really stand out in the Olympics that I've really enjoyed.
Did you have a problem with how long they did the lead up to the actual race with the 100 and had the guys on the track? Because it wasn't that long for the females.
I didn't watch it live. I watched it after the fact, and they didn't have that when I was watching it, so I missed all of that.
Okay, very interesting. They did the normal introductions, but then once they got to the blocks, they probably played 2 songs, and the guys are waiting there, and you could finally see a couple of them like, come on already. Come on. It was an extended wait for them to start the race. Hyping up the moment. As you said, a lot of people look for that one.
I think as a runner, the one thing that you got to be so concerned about is you can't have a false start because you're disqualified. And yes, we saw that in a couple of the qualifiers leading up. And it's so I'm going to ask you, do you think that's too harsh of a penalty? Do you think, you train 4 years or 8 years or 12 years or whatever. And there was one, I want to say it was maybe the quarterfinal heat or semifinal heat where one of the favorites literally left the gate by a whisker.
Mm-hmm.
And he's disqualified, and your heart just goes out to those individuals. So I know it's part of the sport, and I know all the runners know the rules before they start, but boy, that is a really harsh penalty.
I think it's something that couldn't be subjective to the race. If it's the 100 meters, you can't have an extra chance. It would have to be across the board for every track event. But no, I don't think it's too harsh. In this case, we're talking about a 9.79 second race. You've got to be on point. You got to be right. But it is hard when you train, like you said, for 4 years leading up to that moment. But I don't have a problem with it.
All right, let's get to some phone calls.
Let's do it. We bring in Con Dog. Welcome to the show.
Well, you guys are speaking my language, Olympic talk.
Yes, sir. I know you've watched every single little events that I didn't even know were in the Olympics. I know you're watching.
Yeah, I actually got to catch the replay of the one of the surfing finals after this. I missed that earlier today because I was watching the kayak finals, which were fantastic, actually. The ranked number 1 out of Great Britain, he actually had a bit of a collapse today. He made it. He was breezing through everybody, and then just in that final race, it just did not go his way.
Well, now I will be able to sleep tonight after you gave me the update on the kayaking. So thank you very much.
Hey, it was good. You actually saw, when the lady from Australia, when she won the women's one, she had a bunch of people jump into the water with her to congratulate her. They were really hyped on that one. It's actually really fun to watch. It's fast paced too. It takes, maybe only 90 seconds a race.
What about trampoline? You've been watching the trampoline events?
I have to watch a little bit of trampoline. I got to catch up on that one. There's a lot to watch, man. I want to soak in as much as I can. It's only once every 4 years.
Yeah, you only have a couple more days. Closing ceremonies this weekend. So yeah, go for it.
Yeah, and I got volleyball tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's going to be big. Now that
I watched the final game or set of France and Germany. in the men's volleyball, and that was incredible. And obviously, with France beating Germany and the crowd, it was unbelievable the energy level in
Yeah.
that arena for that match.
Yeah, no, volleyball, it is, I've fallen in love with this sport over the past, like, 6 months. So I'm just, I'm in my honeymoon phase with this sport. And, it happened at like the perfect time because the Olympics were coming around. So I'm just, all
Were,
ears on cloud nine right now in
were you
volleyball.
watching live when Simone Biles fell off the balance beam?
I did.
Oh, okay.
I
I didn't see
did.
that live either. I watched that after the fact, but you don't just expect that from her, but it just shows that she's human. And
Yeah.
I'm shocked that more people don't fall off the balance beam.
Oh man.
Oh, I'm honestly, yeah, gymnastics, man. That is, that's some Spider-Man level stuff that they do, man. Like, I don't even, I really question it.
Oh.
Like,
If you put me on, first of all, I wouldn't even be able to get on the balance beam. But if I were able to get on there and you gave me a balance, what is it called? A balance stick, like I wouldn't,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to walk across the balance beam. I don't think.
Right.
Without falling off. Like, I don't even think I could walk slowly. Maybe I could, but I wouldn't bet on myself to go the length of the balance beam, even walking without falling off. I mean that. I'm very serious.
I hear you. You know, the other one that I look at and I'm just like, it's almost hard to watch is the high platform diving with some
Oh,
of the
boy.
divers that do the inverted dives off
Oh,
the platform and their
oh,
heads are just
I
so
know.
close. That's
Yeah.
concrete right there.
Yep.
Scary stuff.
Yep.
yeah, that's something that's always in my head too. I'm like, oh boy, like just a slight misstep and it goes. It's like watching WWE when someone's on the top rope and they slip. Just one
Yeah.
slight misstep and they're landing on their neck, like Brock Lesnar did versus Kurt Angle at WrestleMania 20.
Grant remembers that one, right?
Yeah. I was there.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's
Yeah.
right.
You didn't
Or
see
actually,
me.
no, it was
You
19. It
didn't
was
see me in the
19.
front row, Ryno? Come on, man.
It was
No,
19
you're
actually, not 20. But but
in
luckily for
Seattle.
Brock Lesnar, his neck was so thick that he didn't break his neck. His neck muscles were just a tree trunk.
Well, that's actually becoming a little bit of a problem in MMA. There was a UFC fight a couple of weeks ago where one of the fighters was slammed directly on their head. I mean, spiked, and that can be a life ender. That's scary stuff.
Oh yeah, no, UFC. That I put as top three, man, of just dangerous. Like combat sport. It is. You have no idea what this guy's going to hit you with. I've seen crazy one shot knockouts from running knees and flying kicks or just random stuff. Hell, we even seen Conor McGregor just break his leg blocking kicks.
Yeah. You've seen people throwing kicks that end up having compound fractures, snapping their legs. It's brutal. It's combat.
Yeah. It is not. It is a very tough thing. Like you can I know people always say, oh, dream MMA fight. Like they put like random celebrities or whatever. I'm like, no, these would be terrible fights. These would be terrible because they would not be used to the level of pain from just throwing those punches and kicks just like that, and they would probably just both be like, yeah, this ain't for us.
Yeah, different level.
All right,
of
buddy.
toughness.
Appreciate it. Thank you very. Hey, let me ask you before you go. What's been your favorite event so far? Only one. You can only mention one.
Man, that's ooh. I know not everything's finished up yet, but I'm gonna say the women's volleyball. That's
Okay.
probably the thing I've watched religiously.
Okay. Thanks,
Yeah.
buddy. Appreciate it.
You.
Later.
Have a good one. Well, so far to me, mine's been that match we were just talking about with Novak Djokovic and Carlos Alcaraz. That to me, that's my favorite event so far that I've seen.
Yep, that has been mine by a mile. A second, and it's not specific to an event. When you see an athlete win a gold medal for the first time in the history of their country, that's pretty damn cool too.
Yeah, absolutely. Corn Dog Condog says tennis was amazing too. Yes, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. Yeah, Jimmer got injured for 6 months following a 3x3 basketball. What happened to him? I just saw he got injured. What do you know what happened to him, Patrick?
It was a knee injury or leg
Oh.
injury, is what they explained at the Olympics. I'm
Oh,
not
okay.
sure
I
what the
thought
diagnosis was.
I reached out to Patrick to let me know. I didn't know that you knew. So that's what his injury was, knee?
Yeah, and more on 3-on-3 basketball. Brian Windhorst had some interesting comments. Not sure if you saw those, Napes, basically saying that it's 3-on-3 is there because the world is not nearly as good as America in 5-on-5.
Interesting comments from a man that I really respect a lot, but that's very interesting.
I thought it was really interesting too. And you've seen a few of the big three athletes come out and say we would have won the gold medal easily, which you would expect them to, but yet they're not playing for America.
All right. Again, if you want to get in on the program, you can give us a call or we will just take your messages, whatever the case may be, as we are rolling right along here on a Monday, recapping the weekend. And this week, we'll really get into football more because there will be a lot of games to talk about, albeit preseason, but we'll still be able to talk about it.
Football is football, my friend. I can't believe we are going to be graced with the presence of this man, Rich. How you doing tonight?
Hello there, Rich.
Hey, guys. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yep. How are you?
All right. I'm doing good. Hey, how about Bobby Fink?
Yeah,
on that
go ahead.
How about Bobby Fink on that 1,500-meter swim? Huh?
Blew away the field, right?
Yep.
Oh, my gosh.
Only individual gold medal in swimming for the Americans so far.
Yep. How about that? Yep.
That was unreal. You know, I know you swim, Grant, and I swim as well. And the
Not
thought
like that.
Oh my gosh. The thought of swimming 1,500 meters like that was amazing. That was my top.
Yeah.
I mean, that was top notch right there.
Yeah.
So
that was
I
good.
just want to touch base with you guys, give you that feedback because you were, asking about. So
do you watch, Rich? Do you watch a lot of the Olympics?
Not a lot. I've been watching here and there. I actually watched a little bit of the diving today, and I thought that was really interesting.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Well, where's your next trip to, buddy?
We're doing the fall foliage up there in.
New England.
Yeah.
Good. It's spectacular. I'm from New York, and whenever we used to drive up to upstate New York for the college football games at my dad's alma mater, Union College, we would go on a parkway. It was called the Taconic Parkway, and it was through all of the wooded area of upstate New York, which pretty much that's all of upstate New York. And when you drove through there in October, it was like a painting for a couple of hours. Like, it was so unbelievable. It was like, wow, it's you'll love it. It's great. It's a good time of the year to go.
Yeah. So we're doing that late September into October. We're going to stop and see our friend that just lives right outside of Woodstock. And then we're going to head, take this tour. I don't know. The wife's got it all planned. I just have to pack my bags and go. You know how it is.
Just pack your bags, be on time, and get your wallet out.
All right, guys. Hey, it's good to see you both.
Take care, buddy.
Definitely.
All right.
Appreciate you, Rich.
You betcha. Take care.
Yeah, that part of the country in the fall is spectacular. It is just absolutely beautiful. No question about
Very cool. I am excited. I am going to be trekking out to Wisconsin at the end of this month. Going to go see Lambeau Field and spend a week in Green Bay.
You going to be able to go to a game?
Before. No, because they're going to be in Brazil week 1, but we are going to go do the stadium tour and all that.
Good for you.
Yeah.
That's great. When you're doing that, end of this month?
End of this month, yes. You, my friend, would rip me a new one if I told you what I went through this weekend on my travel, trying to get that planned. I would be in deep trouble.
Yes, you would.
Yes,
you would.
So,
how much time did you spend on it?
I spent probably a good 4.5 hours, and I decided not to book directly through the airline. And
Wow.
we'll just leave it at that. And it turned out in a mess. It's resolved now, but I've learned my lesson. Book through the airlines or call Napes.
Yeah, definitely. Yep.
Yeah.
Because
So
when you don't book through the airlines, it's not their problem.
exactly right. Exactly.
Yep. Yeah. Well, you live and learn, right?
Absolutely.
You know,
No doubt about it.
you have my number, right?
I think so. I think I
Yeah.
do.
All you would have to do with Napes, you got a recommendation. This is what I'm trying to do. And your 4 hours would have turned into maybe 15 minutes.
I've learned my lesson. I definitely learned my lesson.
All right. Baki says he'll be with us shortly. He's trying to find the microphone. That's an important aspect if you want to talk to us. Yes.
Might need that, Baki. Definitely.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what you might also need is if you have a plumbing issue, you will need a professional to come over and take care of it. And that's New Works Plumbing, and they have a fix for you. And they are available around the clock 24/7. Go to sackserviceplumbing.com or call the number on your screen. That's New Works Plumbing at sackserviceplumbing.com. They've got a fix for you. Love the positive feedback that we receive from Bennett's Restaurants, Sacramento, Roseville, and the West Side Grill in Rockland. We love to hear of all of the satisfied customers that go to Bennett's, whether it's during the week for their happy hour sips and taste. Don't forget about the prime seafood and steak, the weekend brunch, the weekend prime rib. There is something that's always going on at one of the 3 locations. You can book their private rooms for a party, whatever the case may be. Just go to bennettsrestaurants.com. That's bennettsrestaurants.com.
So I have to clarify really quick. It was only the flight. The rest trip is booked. It was the flight issue. So still going through Napes though. Make sure that's.
I understand you're trying to save a couple of bucks, right? And
yeah.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
Napes, I was looking for a confirmation. That's all I was looking for. And they said there's a couple things you need to know about your ticket. You can't check in online.
Yep.
You have no assigned seat. Oh, and
Yep.
by the way, you can't bring a carry-on. You can only bring a backpack, and you can't pay to check a bag. And I'm like, what did I get myself into?
I'll tell you what you got yourself into. A freaking nightmare. That's what you got yourself into.
100%. You know, my dad's a pilot, and my dad's like, are you an idiot? Like, what were you thinking? So
Want to book my next trip to San Antonio. First of all, I'm going to say this, and Ryan knows where I'm coming from. If you need help booking a domestic trip, you got something wrong with you. All right. So, I mean, like booking a domestic trip is the easiest freaking thing in the world. So I'm not booking your next trip to San Antonio. If you need help booking a trip to San Antonio or Wisconsin, then you know what? There's no help for you. All right. Don't even like embarrass me by asking a question. Can I help you book a trip to San Antonio? Really? Like you have 2 options. Okay. Southwest Airlines and American Airlines. That's pretty much it. All right. Go through Dallas or Phoenix or take Southwest. That's it. And if you need help booking a flight on Southwest Airlines or American Airlines, then you're speaking to the wrong person. And I'm going to give you a little travel tip. If you're in that boat where you need help to book a trip to San Antonio, you should not be traveling. Okay. You are not in a good state of mind to be traveling. You should not even leave your living quarters if you need help booking a trip to go to San Antonio. All right. You shouldn't be going. You got more important things to do in life. All right. Hello.
Nice use of the word boat with San Antonio, the Riverwalk. Well done there, sir. Well done.
Good
oh
Lord.
My gosh. So did you happen to catch any of Scotty Scheffler's final round this last weekend?
I did not. I watched maybe 5 minutes of the golf. The only thing that I liked about the golf is I would love to play that course someday.
Yes, very nice course. The course was you could attack it on Sunday. Shot a 29 on the back 9. Ended up having a couple different streaks of birdies. Won it first player to be the world number 1 to also win a gold medal. But golf is relatively new to the Olympics.
I would tell you that as we continue to do these shows and talk about events and the Olympics are going to be in the rearview mirror after this week. And we're going to transition a lot to football, both college and the NFL. And then before you know it, Ryno, we'll be getting into NBA season. All right. It will be towards the tail end of September. So we got another week to talk about the Olympics, and then we will be able to move on and talk about some other things. I'm not really into baseball that much. I know people don't really like talking about baseball on the stream, but it's open. If you want to talk about it, we're able to do so.
Absolutely. You mentioned the NBA season, 77 days away until opening night.
Kevin's good sport. Grant, I'm having a laugh. Thanks. No problem, Kevin. No problem. No problem, buddy. Southwest.com, all right? Probably be your best bet to get to San Antonio because it'll be the cheapest, okay? Southwest.com. All right? I'm not getting paid by Southwest Airlines, by the way.
Southwest moving, by the way, to assigned seating. That's a big change.
And extra legroom seating.
Yes.
That will be available for purchase.
Yes. If you are not lucky enough to be one of the first 4 on the plane in that first row, you can now pay.
My biggest problem with Southwest Airlines, and it's more of a problem with the people that fly Southwest Airlines, are the people that cheat and abuse priority boarding. Okay? Needing special assistance. And you see people, right?
Yes.
It is a sham. It is absolutely awful. When you see people that are completely able-bodied who get on before anyone else because they put down they have this condition or that condition or whatever, it's a joke. It is an absolute joke.
Yeah, you want to hear another joke, my friend? There is somebody that was denied. I don't remember the exact airline, but they were denied their service animal on the flight, and they are now suing the airline for ADA violations and also because it caused their cancer to return. So those people are right in the same segment of the ones you are talking about. Cause their cancer to return.
Well, I got to tell you, when I fly Southwest Airlines, sometimes when I walk onto the plane, I think I'm walking through PetSmart.
Well, anything can be a service animal these days. It depends if you have it registered.
You don't even have to have a service animal. I don't even think. It's unbelievable. And I'm not against that, by the way. I'm just saying it's unbelievable how many people take their dogs on the plane now.
I believe if they can fit in the bag, there are rules where you can bring them on. But yes, indeed. Phillies fans, they tried to bring alligators in the ballpark a couple years ago. That was interesting as a service animal. An alligator is a service animal. Got a lot of
alligator is a service animal, huh?
Alligator is a service animal. I will find the story right now, Dapes.
You know what? There are some things that I just cannot believe. Wow. All right. While you look that up, I am going to talk about Sunrise Landing at CalusaSunrise.com. Sunrise Landing from Blazona Development, the newest residential community in Calusa. Beautiful models to choose from, 6 in all. No Mellorews, no homeowners. Great location. It's close to major arteries like I-5, Highway 20, Highway 45. Adjacent to the Calusa Golf and Country Club. Just go to CalusaSunrise.com. That's CalusaSunrise.com, and you can see everything for yourself at Sunrise Landing.
Definitely. Oh, yeah, I do. Joe Henney and his emotional support alligator, Wally, were denied entry to a Phillies game at Citizens Bank Park on Wednesday, but hope to be invited back soon. An emotional support alligator walks into a ballpark and is asked to leave. That is the story that made headlines in recent days, thanks to the viral video showing Wally, a 6-foot, 55-pound alligator, Napes, wearing a harness and a leash, and his human companion outside of Citizens Bank Park during a Phillies game on Wednesday night back in 2023.
That person should not be allowed to go to a sporting event, period. That person has major problems, all right? That person, that's a disgrace, all right? Anyone that thinks that it's okay to bring an alligator into a public venue is a moron,
An alligator into a baseball game.
That person's an idiot.
Wow. Incredible. You know who's not an idiot? Our man, Baki. Welcome in tonight, Baki.
What's up, guys?
What's up, Baki? Forget to pay your power bill there with no lights on, or you're okay?
Something crazy happened.
All right, I need you to
TV
speak up, buddy. We can't hear you very well.
Give me a second.
I need you to
Can you
speak
hear me
louder.
now?
We can't really hear you.
Okay, I'm gonna speak louder. Can you hear me?
That's
hear me
good.
now.
That's good.
Yeah, gotcha.
Okay, so I'm gonna yell for others, but never. Okay, I was late for the show, so I don't know what did you talk about. It was about tennis or basketball or
I talked a lot about Novak, and I said that was one of them. I watched the match in its entirety. It's the only really, I didn't watch a lot of the tennis in the Olympics. To me, it's my favorite event so far of the Olympics, and I talked about the raw emotion that Novak showed, unlike any other emotion that I've ever seen him exhibit after winning a Grand Slam title. That tells me how much it really meant to him.
Definitely. I mean, if you're pointing to the gold on the Olympics as the only tournament you left behind you, and now you get it, exactly the emotion you can expect from Novak and for the team. So unbelievable stuff, really. That was the match for, I don't know, for the decades. Really great match. I didn't expect it, to be honest.
I didn't expect it either. I did not think he would beat Alcaraz in the finals. I thought that it's just, the youth and the athleticism at this point, and Novak's knee that again gave him issue in the quarterfinal match. I just thought that would be too much to overcome.
Yeah, but speaking of Novak, in that match, doing all those stuff, physical, crazy, really crazy. I don't know. Some people say they are not so sure about that surgery, how that went, but really, I don't know. It's not my business. But the guy is crazy. Doing this in 36, 37, come on. Not only because he is Serbian, I will say it if he's a Norwegian. Doesn't care for me. But okay, there is another thing. I don't know if you guys, if anybody notice and see what happened in the. Did you guys see what happened in the basketball men's tournament draw? Did you see the draw?
Yes, saw the draw.
Okay, so did you find something strange about the draw? This is my first question.
Not off the top of my head, no. But go ahead.
No. So listen, that draw about quarterfinals in men's basketball was a disgrace. This is a crazy stuff. This is never seen before. And changing the draw 2 times between finishing the group phase and the quarterfinals to make France avoiding USA and then trying to somehow reach the final, maybe, because I don't care. I don't see France doing beating Canada in the quarterfinals.
France looks terrible to me.
They're only a +2 for the tournament. +2.
But listen, never, ever, not Olympics, no international tournaments, no World Cups, no European Cups, no any other sports ever happen that you have 2 teams from the same group going each other to play in the semifinal. This is that never happened. You can check all the draws you want, all the years. You can go back 50 years if you want. This has never happened that you have now USA playing Serbia in the semifinal of that tournament. This is unbelievable. I don't know what to say. People here are, I don't know, They are so
Yeah, but if
down.
Serbia is going to win a gold medal, they're going to have to beat America. They're going to have to beat U.S. basketball either
Yeah,
in the
Grant.
semis or the finals. So what difference does it make? You're gonna
Grant, listen.
you have to beat them. You're going to have to play them anyway. You might as well play them now. I'd rather play personally. I would much rather play Team USA in the semis than the finals because I don't think that any team's going to have a chance against them in the finals. That's my opinion.
No, my opinion is any team doesn't have any chance against them. But for Serbians and for the basketball in Serbia, which is the biggest sport ever,
You want to get a medal. You want to either get a silver or a bronze.
No,
right?
it's not. It's not about the It's not about
Okay.
medal. Trust me
Okay.
about this. People here, 50, 100 years in time, are always they always want to play USA in the final. That's the signature of the basketball right here. And you know.
Okay.
You are the best man who knows what's basketball meaning to Serbian people. You know that. You know Vlade. You know everybody. You know everything about it. So,
Yes.
So putting that case like this, looking like this, we are playing in semifinals. I mean, this is they first. You know what did they put on the schedule to play number 1 against number 8. Then number 4 against number 5. Just you have seeding in all the sports. You know how it's going. Number 1 playing number 8, and then in the next phase, number 4 against number 5, and then they are meet, right?
Yeah.
Like NBA basketball playoff, like everything. So they put it like that, and they changed it the last time. So the moment they know how it's gonna look like, all the table, they change it, and they changed 2 times. So they changed first time this about seeding, and then change putting the teams playing from the same group. They're gonna play semifinals. It's never.
All right, I got you. I got you. I understand the beef.
This is
Yep.
catastrophic for the
Yep.
basketball, for the sport. I mean,
Yep.
okay, for me personally, it's I don't care, silver or bronze. It's the same for me. It's not the gold, so never mind. So, but I want to play USA in the final because it's the normal way of making the tournament. You know. So,
Yeah, I got you. All right.
Not unbelievable.
I got you.
Unbelievable. Everybody's
All right.
mad. Everybody.
So not as big of a beef, but I don't understand why Serbia and USA are playing in the exhibition season, like 2 weeks, a week before the Olympics. That
Me neither.
Doesn't make sense to me.
Me neither. They played once and then play in the group phase. Okay, so I don't care. But maybe it's the sport. They don't have strong teams to play. I don't know. In football, I mean soccer, you can choose whoever you want. You have 100 100 teams, so you can play whatever. But I don't know, Grant Ryno. I don't know. I'm disappointed with all this. I mean, after opening ceremony, we forget it somehow, and we put the Olympics like great. It was great in track and field. It was great in swimming. I'm see all the sports. Everything was really great. But now with this basketball stuff, I don't know. I don't like
All right,
it. Nobody likes it.
Appreciate your call. Thank you
Appreciate
very much.
Bucky.
All right. You have a good day over there. And Ryno, I might be doing a show tomorrow at 5. I'm going to try to clear my schedule because we will not be on tomorrow at 8. So I'm going to try to do a show at 5 o'clock.
Sounds great, Napes. Oh, you know what? We got one last second caller. Hold on here, Napes. It is Wally from Philadelphia. Wally.
Oh, my God.
Anything to say to Napes, Wally?
Yeah. You had a freaking life.
Thanks, Wally. Great
He
call.
ought to be in a mental institution. Wally should be. That's where he should be.
All right, buddy. Have a great show tomorrow.
All right. Are you doing a show tomorrow afternoon?
I will not.
Okay.
We have a family event. Jerry Reynolds will be back with us on
That's right.
Tuesday. King's Court will be back on Wednesday for everybody.
You did tell me that before the show, but as I get older, my memory is not as good, so I apologize. But I will try to be with you tomorrow at 5 o'clock right here. Have a great evening, everybody. Thank you very much.